Hey y'all, good morning. It is only a few days left. Happy Tuesday, or depending on where you're at in the world, Wednesday or Monday. I guess I don't know which direction it goes. Good stuff, good stuff. Excited for the end of the campaign. Excited for tomorrow to give you the reveal of the last thing that's going to be added to the expansion. And then so today, I didn't have a lot of talking points today, but I think one of the things that's been in the comments a lot, and this is going to be, if you're, if this doesn't affect you, you probably don't care about this conversation too much, but I'm going to talk a little bit about localization and the process that we go through to make that happen, because it's complicated and it's not easy. And I think, I see these, I probably responded in a James way, I guess, to a comment this morning that was, I don't understand why people come in very hostile with any question, right? Why do you come in hostile, especially if you're interested in a product and you want it? Why come in with a hostile question? But like, there was a question about, you're making a bad decision to not have a German edition. You're going to lose out on 5 or 10,000 sales and this sort of thing. So a more productive way to say is, hey, I'm very interested in a German edition. I probably wouldn't even if you wanted to express this in this way, I probably won't buy the game unless it's in my local tongue, whatever that is. So just a heads up that's what I'm looking for. That's a totally productive way to say this. Coming in saying German edition or not buying, like, and that's been French edition or not buying. It's just, I don't know. I think the internet has obviously changed the way that we talk to people. But anyway, so I did want to talk a little bit about the localization process, how we get partners for that. So in every company does this quite differently. I think some people, maybe they hire people to actually translate the files themselves, so they print that themselves. I work with Lucky Duck. Lucky Duck Games is a great partner, has been a great partner for localization projects. We used them while I was at Skybound, localized almost all of our games to different regions. But here's how this works, right? Lucky Duck takes our game. Now, this is whether it's Wonderland's War or any game that we're making. They gather all the data. How much does the game cost? What size is it? How much is it going to end up costing to have it shipped from the manufacturer to the whatever. So they have all this information that they give to the partners. And they say, would you like to print this for your region? And then those partners say yes or no. So, and then obviously there's a bunch of business stuff on the back end about who gets what splits and that sort of thing. So there's, in each region, they typically have different things that they ask for. Now, what Lucky Duck does a great job of is they try to standardize a lot of that, right? So that there's not a lot of, that each individual partner that we have doesn't have a unique offer that we're having to try to break down and figure out, is it profitable? Does it make sense? That sort of thing. And then obviously we're trying to get, you've got to get certain quantities to be able to print at once, because the manufacturer isn't just going to say, let's say that somebody from Italy says, yeah, give me 1,000 of X game. We can't just print 1,000 units at the manufacturer. So typically what Lucky Duck does is they reach out to several more partners and they try to group those together so that when we go to the factory, we have 5,000 units, right? Then they all benefit from localizing that game because the price per unit is lower, because you get a group buy kind of discount situation. But again, it gets complicated, and it's complicated in the Wonderland's War, right? Because people they want to join this campaign, and I want to be able to offer localized game languages for the campaign. I want to be able to do that. And so you have these different conversations, and there's more than one partner in each region, right? So, one partner from a country or a region may say, I want 1,000 units, and another partner says, I want 2,000 units. Well, 2,000 is better than 1,000, so the 1,000 partner's out. All of that businessy stuff happens, and Lucky Duck handles all of that for me. I don't have to really get involved other than when they say, hey, this partner wants to do this, or if certain partners have other stipulations that they add on to it, which that Lucky Duck tries to do a good job of cutting down on that, again, because they try to standardize that for us. But sometimes each region has different ways that they know that their clients want product and how they sell. So I respect that. It's totally fine. If I were in their position, I would want to be able to ask for what's going to be the most successful offer out to my customers. But anyway, there's just a lot of chatter and about, well, did this happen, and are you going to make these languages happen? And just know that like we are currently out talking to 10 plus languages, right? So your language that you're interested in probably falls into that category. And as far as I know, none of them are absolute no's, at least from between the different languages that are out there. We won't have answers for these by the end of this week. We just won't. Like, there might be some, but one of the things I want to do is I want to be able to come out in one update, be able to call it the localization update, and then we have a nice pinned thing where we can always refer back to what languages are coming. It's fluid in what the deal is. Some of them come back and they want to be able to run their own crowdfunding in their own country, or they want to be able to do. There's 1,000 different asks. So we're still sorting through everything. But my hope is that if anything that would affect you wanting to either adjust your pledge, you have that information before the end of the campaign. But the majority of everybody that we're talking to is they would be additive. They would come on and join us in the campaign, so that in, say, the pledge manager, whatever languages we're able to offer, there'll be a drop down menu of like, do you want English, French, German, Dutch, whatever language localization copy you would prefer would be there for you to choose. So, it's complicated. And it's complicated because, when you're talking to 10, 12, 15 different partners, there's always some loss in translation. There's different details coming in for all of them. They get discombobulated. So overall, I feel like it's a very positive process. I'm excited to be able to offer I'm excited that people want the game in all these other different regions. I want people to be able to play the game in the best format for them. I know I got a little taste. I don't know if I don't have it beside me. I don't have it beside me. But I ordered the Point Salad Pokemon Edition game, and it's Korean. And there's some new cards in there. And I saw firsthand what it's like to try to figure out, what do these cards do, and what do they say, and how do we play with them. It's not easy, right? Like it's not a. I get it. So I want to be able to offer that because I know you guys would want it. And again, there'll be some partners that sign on that don't want to do the deluxe. They'll only do retail, and so we'll potentially have some partners that sign up to localize Wonderland's War in strictly a retail edition. There'll be some that want to join the campaign and be able to offer deluxe editions to the people who are already in our campaign, but then also be able to have extra units to sell within their country. And that's cool. That's cool. That just gives people more access to it. And the timing is it's tough, obviously we're in the middle of the campaign. We're trying to figure out some of these details. And sometimes it's just easier to say, hey, we're just going to wait 6 months, gather up all the info, and then let people start look at localizing. I don't really want to do that. I want you, if you want that your copy of the game to be in a certain language, then you be able to do that. But yeah, it's what is it? What's the analogy? Spinning a lot of plates. You're spinning this one, you run over here, you got to spin this one to keep it. This one starts wobbling, you got to run back. You just feel like you're constantly bouncing around to all the different spinning plates. But that's pretty much it. It's at the end of the day, I hope to be able to offer these. I hope to be able to get you several different languages to choose from. And if that doesn't work out, then they don't work out. And there's no guarantee that they will. So anyway, pretty stoked that we're almost there, and we're only 3 days out. So I just wanted to at least try to explain how we handle localizations. Again, there'll be other companies, maybe they do them themselves, they use an agency. There's a lot of different ways to try to go about localizing games. But, it's not easy, and it's not an easy bandwidth problem for publishers. Like, they don't just go, oh, well, we'll just make the game in German and just put it out there. Like, there's a lot of variables that go into being able to make that an offer and a possibility. And so when I see comments from backers, and this is obviously not just mine, I see this on every single campaign. French or nothing. Guys, it's not that easy to just up and do it. Especially for small publishers. Now, Asmodees and the Simons of the world that have a ton of employees, maybe they even have a division of people that they do that. I don't know. But like, I'm just James, and I got a C+. I was a C student in English class. So, I don't know my own language well enough to be an A or A+. So you don't want me translating your games. We have to find those partners. We have to find the right partners. And we have to cut deals that make sense. So that's what we're working on. And I hope to get them locked in soon. So that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with our last addition to the expansion, which I am really excited about. I think you guys will enjoy the gameplay mechanic that it brings. Again, I want to make it very clear, it's not a big component drop or anything like that. You're not getting new allied chips. There's no new chips. There's no new minis or anything like that. Again, the whole purpose of this mini expansion was to keep it compact and so that it would still fit inside the deluxe box. If you don't sleeve, that's my only guarantee. If you do sleeve, I think there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. And the other part is I think there's some really creative ways to pack the box to keep it in there, even with the mini expansion, filling up more space, even with sleeves. But I don't sleeve, so I don't have those here to test. And so as soon as I do have a prototype, we'll test it, and I'll make videos, and we'll talk about it. And if it doesn't fit, then it doesn't fit, and we'll talk about ways that you can make solutions. That's it. We've already made the box from the previous campaign. You can't change it. Now, again, I've teased, obviously, in previous videos, on the next campaign when we do the big expansion, we'll probably look into what could be a big box solution that could fit everything that we've ever made into one box. That sounds like a really big box, but I already know you guys will want that, right? You'll want it. So we'll see. It may make more sense to just have an expansion box that holds expansion material and it sits alongside the deluxe box that you've already got. I don't know. We'll get into that. Those things turn into big engineering projects that don't really even have much to do with making games. It's more of a product engineering situation, which is a bit of a mess. But we'll figure that out when we get to that point. But I'm excited that you're excited, and I'm excited to make more stuff for the game, like more factions, more Wonderlandians, more ally chips, more chip abilities, new Tea Party cards. We've got several mechanics for the player boards that we're excited about. Maybe making even the player board, the forging tracks, asymmetric as opposed to generic across. Like, there's a ton of stuff we could do. Very excited about it. So that's it. All right. I still made it 15 minutes. I can always hit my 15-minute buffer because I just like to talk. I will see y'all tomorrow.